Hello everyone, so in this video, let's talk about the Sunnylife ND filter set for the DJI Avata 2. Okay, with this ND filter set, you have the UV filter, the ND816 and ND32 for your DJI Avata 2. People who fly cinematic videos or who do cinematic shots use ND filter to increase their shutter speed while they're filming in very bright situations such as now. It's a sunny day, so it's very bright. If we will not use an ND filter, our shutter speed must be very low, so to compensate for the very bright situation. But the effect is that don't have that natural motion blur that we are accustomed to. So we need to use an ND filter to give that proper exposure, but giving us the freedom to increase our shutter speed. Okay, so the exposure rule, which is double the shutter speed of your frame rate. So if you're using 60, use a 1/120 shutter speed. So if you're using FPS of 100, you use 1/200, and so on. Okay, so for this bright situation, usually I'll be using an ND16, or if it's quite late in the afternoon, probably an ND8. But I don't normally use an ND32. First is, the more that you add the number, the increasing the ND, you increase your the stop of light to penetrate your lens. So with that, you lower somehow you degrade your the clarity of your video. So usually I just go to up to 16, but for this video I'll show you the different sets that you would be receiving and how it looks like. Let's try to compare it side by side later in the video. So first thing is we'll be using the UV filter. It's just a piece of glass to protect your lens. So if you just want to take off the UV light, use that lens, and at the same time protect the camera lens of the DJI Avata 2. So it's very useful, and I want to show you how it looks like inside. It's quite different to other ND filters, especially the ND filter made by DJI. Here it's a square type. Hopefully it doesn't give us that vignetting when we are using ultra wide, because in the Avata 1 or even the O3 Air unit, when we use an ND filter, especially something like this, it has vignetting on the sides. Hopefully this doesn't happen on this Sunnylife ND filter. So this will be our first video. We'll be using the UV filter. As you can see, it's just a piece of glass similar to what you will be using on your laptop. So this is similar to that. Okay, so how you use it, you pinched, then hold your camera, the lens of the Avata 2, then let it clip in. So first is our UV filter. Hopefully it doesn't fall off, because that is the problem of some UV filter. It do fall, especially if you're flying very fast. Just somehow change the color a bit, but not that much. So this is just a normal piece of glass with a UV filter on it. So colors are a bit it pops out some of the blue, but nothing special. You would probably not use this in cinematic videos, but you would probably use this if you just want to protect your lens. Okay, so one thing that is really difficult for the Avata 1 and Avata 2 is to remove the ND filter. It's quite difficult to put them in and to remove them. So just be very careful when you're doing so. Just hold the cam so that it's not being forced to hold the lens. Okay, ND8. With this one, we will adjust our shutter speed. Let's try to lower it down. Let's see how far we could go. With this one, I usually just put the ISO to auto. Then the shutter speed, I try to double it. Let's see if we could go 120. Okay, so we are now recording. I'm trying to show you the ISO is 1520, so still very high. So ND8 would not be enough for this motion blur, because what we are trying to achieve is very low ISO, around 100 or probably around 200. So far we don't have any vignetting because we're very slow in our flight. Okay, so just a very quick one. Try to move around here. So let's go back. So that is how it looks like. Okay, this is ND8. Okay, this is ND16. Got 2 minutes left. Okay. Okay, so we now have that motion blur. This is ND16. Yeah. Later, let's try to use the ND32. So now we are using ND32. Let's try to use up all of the battery for this flight, because I think ND32 would be a better video for this. Let's go. Let's see if we could have better quality. Adjust it again. Okay, we are in D log N still. Let's see, if we go here, this bright spot, let's see our ISO. Hold on. Down here. Oops. Our ISO is 560. So I think we could even go and use an ND64. Let's see if we go down. Wow, so far so good. Although of course we are experiencing a very high wind. Wow. See how strong the wind is. Trying to do on to fly on different lighting scenario. So you could see how the ND32 would look like. So far so good. I think I'm already at 4 minutes, and I'm not sure if you're still hearing our flight. Let's look at the sky. This is the Sunnylife ND filter for the Avata 2. Currently, I did not remove the UV filter on the Avata 2, and it's pre-installed, and it fits with the gimbal protector. So on this video, I showed you all of the footages when you use ND8, ND16, and ND32. So I was surprised that with ND32 actually you could really increase the motion blur, and since we got a better camera lens combo for the Avata 2, we could go up to probably 64 without much degradation on our visual clarity. And so normally I only use up to ND16, but since we saw that the ND32 could really increase your motion blur, I think you could go with the ND32. Okay, so if you want to see how it weighs, so this would be the amount of grams you would add to your Avata 2 if ever you'll be using. It's just 0.88 grams. So far so good. Just 1 gram of weight penalty for the Avata 2, and your video would be better with that motion blur. So we will end the video here. Hope to see you on the next one. Happy flying with your Avata 2 and Sunnylife ND.